A few years ago, PBS ran a series called Colonial House in which viewers got to vicariously experience life as it was a couple centuries ago. Recently, Rob Wiles found a real colonial house up in East Tennessee, not made for TV, but it's been an ongoing part of our state's history even before there was a Tennessee.
So, we're going to take a tour of the state capitol today. And there it is. Doesn't look like the state capitol, you know. That's the state capitol, all right. Very first state capitol, Piney Flats, Tennessee, 1792. And there are people on the place who look like they belong in 1792. Like the lady of the house, Mrs. William Cobb, who's got a busy day ahead.
I have to tend to some wounds or give some medicine to some people. I might be doing some quilting in there.
Okay, I know it's not really 1792, but the feel of the history here is maintained, and there is a lot of history here, according to Mary Grace Metter of the Rocky Mount Historic Site at Piney Flats.
An 18th century home completed about 1772 by William and Bathsheba Cobb. It was a private home, but it also was the site of the first capital of the territory that became the state of Tennessee. When William Blount was appointed governor by George Washington, he stayed here while his capital was being built. His house was being built in Knoxville. And he was here for about a year and a half. Many of the people that were involved with the early history of Tennessee in this area came here. And normal everyday people. My ancestors that lived in Abingdon were part of the militia, Washington County, Virginia militia, that were involved with the Battle of Kings Mountain. And Ramsey states that they came down, spent the night here at Rocky Mount before going to the muster at Sycamore Shoals. So it's also part of the history of the people that settled in Tennessee and Southwest Virginia.
Here at Rocky Mount, you can find history in a museum.
We have artifacts from our time period, which is roughly pre-contact, pre-European contact, through the early 1800s. We have an 18th century wagon like folks would have used to travel in when they were moving. Now, when the Cobbs first moved here, there were no roads. So they brought what they had to bring, only the necessities, and it was carried on pack horses. They came on trails that were buffalo, deer trails, rather than actually having roads in. But eventually the roads were built. They brought the rest of their belongings over from Northampton County, North Carolina. We're currently working on a new exhibit, which will be a permanent exhibit called Tennessee Beginnings, and we will dedicate the first part of the museum just to the beginnings of Tennessee up through statehood. And we're going to use all the artifacts involved will be artifacts that are in our collections right now.
And history is kept alive in several ways here, even in the animals kept on the place.
We also have a 19th century barn. Now, this is also not an original barn to this site, but it adds another dimension of history to a visit here. We raise Cotswold sheep. This is an English breed, which is a rare breed. We belong to an organization that has rare breed animals on various historic sites.
The people at this historic site are more than just tour guides. They're playing parts. So when you walk around Rocky Mount, you meet some people from long ago.
When you go on tour, you will be interacting with interpreters who are pretending that this is whatever date it happens to be in 1791. And it gives you an opportunity to see what life was like in the 18th century. It's different from attending a lecture in school. You can ask questions. Everyone here has done research or have benefited from research that other people have done. And this is an ongoing thing. We don't say, okay, I know everything there is to know. There's always someone coming in and saying, oh, I just found out about this or that.
It's a fun way to learn. Fun, too, for the people who work here, like Mrs. William Cobb we met earlier, Emily McClellan in real life.
And I think it makes it more alive and more interesting to know what people did and said, and some funny little things. And we know, for instance, about the woman who was scalped at the Sinking Creek Baptist Church in February. We even found out her name, Mrs. McDowell. And I said, did you hear about that woman who was scalped at the Sinking Creek Baptist Church in February? I was so thankful we're Methodists.
Good to know people in 1792 had a sense of humor and lived real lives, lives we can glimpse in a wonderful way at Rocky Mount Historic Site at Piney Flats in East Tennessee.